This year, as I was reading the story, a detail caught me. The story says they knelt down before Jesus to worship him, to honor him, to offer him their reverence. And then after they do, it says, then, opening their treasure chests, they offered him gifts. Opening their treasure chests. That's the phrase that glimmered out to me. They were seeking for sure. As they sought Christ, they were staying awake to the star. They were staying awake to the signs of God's guidance, leading them to a destination that blessed them. They were on this important journey to witness God's goodness and grace. It was a journey that they brought their treasure chests on with them. So they were staying awake too to what they had to give. They were ready to offer their reverence to God, to honor God. And they were also prepared for the opportunity to open up their treasure chests and to share what was inside, to share what they already had with this child. They received the gift of Christ. They gave their gifts. And I wonder if maybe one of the gifts they received is that they went home lighter. They had less to carry. Opening their treasure chests was a way to share those things that they had brought with them, gifts they already had. And it emptied them out a little bit. Those chests were lighter on their way home. There's a story I've sometimes shared from the Zen tradition about a student who traveled a great distance to learn everything that a well-known teacher knew. The student really wanted to meet this guy and to gain wisdom from him. When he got there, the teacher welcomed him by offering him tea. And so he held out his cup, and the teacher poured tea into it. When the cup was full, the teacher didn't stop pouring. He kept on pouring tea into the cup. The student eventually said to him, "Stop, the cup's full. You're just spilling tea everywhere." The teacher replied, "This cup is your mind. You have to empty it out first before I can teach you anything new." I think of the Magi opening their treasure chests. In emptying out some of their gifts, they were able to receive the gift of Christ. The missing piece story concludes when the circle and his friend, the wedge, realize that they aren't incomplete without the other. They're not less than. They can each stand on their own as a shape in themselves. They can't fill up those empty spaces in each other and be the same. And so they each end the story okay with themselves, gaps and differences and all. When there's a missing piece, a little emptiness, when there is empty space in the treasure chest, we have somewhere where we can receive from God, where we can receive God's grace, where we can realize how much we need God. A full cup can't take in any more. And so when the treasure chests have empty space, it can be a blessing. There's space to receive something new. There's space to rely on God, space to let God in.